Hello and welcome to all our viewers. I'm your host Damini Basu back with yet another fresh and exciting video on a very new and trending topic. But before I begin this video, it is important to let our viewers know that today's video might just be filled with a lot too many mixed emotions and reactions. That's right, because if you are an Indian cricket fan, it might not be very delightful for you. But if you're an England cricket fan, this video is just your perfect start to the day. That's right, because we will be delving into the details of how the first test between India and England panned out. So, for all those who say that Test cricket is dying, the opening test of the ongoing 5-match Test series between India and England in Hyderabad can just be your perfect appetizer. You would definitely agree to it. Time and again, we are reminded that it is the ultimate test for any international cricketer. And what a way to see one giant of the game getting defeated on their home turf against another giant that looked down and quite out early in the game, but managed to pull out a miraculous victory from the jaws of defeat. And of course, without a shadow of a doubt, you would definitely agree that this game is a huge and massive humbler as well. So, to know all about how the first test between India and England panned out, stay tuned till the very end of this video like a true and ecstatic cricket fan. That's right, this is our channel. Welcome to CricXtasy. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. Like and share this video as much as possible. So, without further ado, let's start this video. So let's delve into the details, and to begin with, let's take a look at how and what were the reasons that led to India's unfortunate and fiasco defeat in this first test against England. So first things first, we can talk about the batting failures from India's point of view, because the Indian batters without a doubt were guilty of playing rash shots and wasting their starts in both innings. And most importantly, the batting failures of young cricketers Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, and unfortunately, the low scores of our captain Rohit Sharma majorly contributed to the defeat as well. And also, most importantly, if we also keep aside these three cricketers, Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, and Ravindra Jadeja, though on their part managed to bat well, but all of these three cricketers were dismissed in their 80s when they were absolutely set. Unfortunately, they failed to convert them into their well-deserved centuries, which probably to a lot of extent contributed to India not flaring well when it came to their batting display. Now, following on another major part, if we continue, if we, move forward from this point as well, we can talk a bit more about how Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer are definitely under fire. Because starting with Shubman Gill, so his struggle with red ball cricket from last year carried over to this match as well, as the 24-year-old registered scores of 23 and 0 in both the innings. Quite shocking for a talented young cricketer like Shubman Gill. And for Shreyas Iyer, well, his woes have been going on for a very long time, because he also performed well below expectations with scores of just 35 and 13. And a big effort was needed from him in the second innings, but the 29-year-old failed to live up to the mark once again. So this brings us to a very important question here, that if we talk about Shubman Gill, he has been given the position of number 3, which is one of the very important positions in a batting lineup for any team. But of course, the opportunity has been given to Shubman Gill, but is he matured enough to handle the seriousness and the amount of responsibility and the duty which comes with this position, that whenever two openers are going out and one of the openers gets dismissed, so what is the duty of the number 3? Perhaps Shubman Gill is way too young and immature to handle the situation. Perhaps he needs to be talked a bit more about it. He needs to be explained his responsibilities. Perhaps he needs to take a look at how his seniors are performing when they have to go down at number 3 or a number 2 as well, whatever the position demands with regard to the situation. As for Shreyas Iyer, well, his woes are long enough. For more than a year, Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer are struggling to keep their positions in the side. Though Shubman Gill has come up with quality performances, but Shreyas Iyer is yet to prove that he deserves a place in the middle of the Indian batting lineup, be it the number 4 or the number 5 position, whatever the management wishes to keep him in place. Now, moving on, let's talk about the spinners. As they say that Asian conditions, especially the Indian pitches, are more spinner friendly, and Indian spinners are world renowned for their extreme talent, especially in tropical conditions, how effective they can be. But unfortunately, in this match, it wouldn't be wrong to say that the spinners were very, very ineffective, quite surprisingly. And of course, they succumbed to the Bazball approach. That's right, the Indian spinners were right on point on the first day of the match when they bowled out England for 246 inside 3 sessions, but their performances dropped drastically in the second half. It can be agreed. England's batting approach, in England's attacking approach, on the other hand, or what they like to call as Bazball, the very popular term, came into effect in the second innings when the likes of Ollie Pope, Ben Duckett, and Ben Foakes applied pressure by applying unconventional strokes on a turning track. Now, for all those people who might be knowing what is Bazball, but for those who don't know what is Bazball, so you must be knowing that there's a sport called baseball, but England have distorted it a little bit because their head coach's name is Brendan McCullum. His nickname is Baz. So we all know what a attacking cricketer, what a fantastic batter Brendan McCullum was, and he used to play Test cricket in the form of T20 cricket. So that's the kind of attacking mentality is what Brendan McCullum is trying to infuse in the England camp. And ever since his inception, it wouldn't be wrong to say that Bazball has definitely, especially in this first test, has worked wonders for the England cricket team. So moving on, let's take a look at another reason, Ollie Pope's exploits. I think that is where the match completely turned, failing to craft any particular strategy to dismiss Ollie Pope, who went on to score a major bulk of England's team total in their second innings, massively cost India. Perhaps that was the major turning point. And finally, dropped catches, which cost India a lot. If Ollie Pope's batting was not the only reason, perhaps the dropped catches cost India a lot more, as Sunil Gavaskar has time and again said that catches win you matches. Unfortunately, India perhaps forgot this at a very wrong time, because India's on-round fielding was good on the first 2 days, but things started to go awry when England put the hosts under pressure, stitching big partnerships in their second innings. After spending over a day on the field, Indian players looked worked and demoralized, which led to them dropping a lot too many easy catches, absolute sitters. And the most shocking of all, that's right, many of you must be agreeing to it and must have also seen it live on television. First, it was Akshat Patel dropping Ollie Pope on 110, and while KL Rahul doing the same when he moved, when Ollie Pope was at 186 on day 4, a very crucial point where unfortunate KL Rahul also went on to drop Ollie Pope again. The dropped catches cost India as many as 80 runs, which would have made the telling difference in the result if the chances had been grabbed. So if these were the reasons, let's take a look at, of course, by now, I would definitely agree that I would have to admit many of you viewers also must have started, scrutinizing, thinking that where did India go wrong? So if we as commoners, we as loyal cricket fans are trying to find out where India went wrong, so why would the cricket experts not share their 2 pence also as to where India went wrong and where England were the better side? So the defeat attracted strong reactions from former England and Indian cricket stars who were also on the commentary panel for this test match. So Kevin Peterson, of course, himself a very talented batter once upon a time for England, and he was in current times one of the very active commentators in this game. He, on his part, severely criticized the defensive strategy followed by Team India, primarily suggesting it's unsuitable for the Indian pitches. The former England batter argued that the batters didn't take the necessary risk throughout the second innings, which backfired especially for Team India. He was also of the opinion, very dedicatedly, even before the commencement of the fourth innings. It's important. Kindly do note that where India had to chase a target of 231, that as the pitch deteriorates, it will be very difficult for the batting side in the fourth innings to chase anything above 200. Very important words from someone like a Kevin Peterson. Now, yesteryear legend, cricket maestro Sunil Gavaskar now had something different to say. He, on his part, had to counter Kevin Peterson, and he disagreed, advocating for a balanced approach with footwork crucial for defending on such surfaces, an aspect lacking as most batters remained on the back foot, insisted that a batter needs a mix of both the orthodox and unorthodox shots to play the conditions well, because of course we all know that Sunil Gavaskar during his time was famous for how long he could spend time on the pitch. For days he could just keep on batting, so of course he felt on his part that it was important to not play the rash shots but take their time and frustrate the opposition batters and then go for those big shots. Now, Dinesh Karthik, another very popular face in Indian cricket, went on to praise England for displaying the meaning of Bazball. Quite simple, just a one-liner. The ethos is not just about aggressive approach, but to do everything you do with absolute conviction. Now, the outcome of this contest turned out to be fabulous for the visitors' point of view, as already said, while the home team unfortunately faced humiliation on their home turf. So let's take a look at the captain's corner, what the respective captains from both the teams had to say. So let's begin with Ben Stokes, the captain of the England cricket team. He was, of course, in his pumped self, said that this win had been his greatest victory ever since he assumed captaincy. And he went on to add that he was a great observer, and he, very importantly, this was a very important part, that he said that he very carefully studied and scrutinized how the Indian spinners in particular operated in the first innings and wanted to implement the same when they came out to bowl. And of course, to continue from there, he heaped huge praises on Tom Hartley and Ollie Pope. Ben Stokes said that while a lot of effort and belief was put behind Tom Hartley, where he proved himself very nicely, on Ollie Pope's part, it was that young 26-year-old's exceptional batting skills which helped England ultimately win the test, which was probably the turning point. Now, coming to Rohit Sharma, the Indian cricket team captain, of course, so quite naturally, he was disappointed. He stated that the game could have been pulled till the fifth day, and it was difficult to pick up any particular reason to blame for this unfortunate catastrophic defeat. But he did agree, without mincing his words, that it was demoralizing to lose the match after having a first innings lead of 190 runs. He lauded on his part, very gracefully, he lauded Ollie Pope for his exceptional performance. The target was achievable, but the Indian batting lineup just didn't show the amount and the required amount, the necessary amount of bravery and the promise needed to chase down this formidable target. Now, to take a look at the star performances from both the sides, to bring out some things, the highlights from this match. It was truly a remarkable comeback. If we talk about England coming back when they had their backs pushed against the wall. So firstly, it has to be a Tom Hartley. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Tom Hartley broke the Indian hearts. That's right. The debutant left-arm spinner who was hit for 2 sixes in his first over in Test cricket and consigned to one of the costliest analysis for a debutant, did not lose hope, didn't bog down. On the contrary, he bounced back with a bang and ended up with 7 wickets in the second innings. He also performed well with the bat, making important contributions of 23 and 34 in both the innings. And of course, the best performer cumulatively has to be 26-year-old right-handed batter Ollie Pope, who made all the change, who completely changed the nature of the match towards England's favour quite comfortably. The right-handed batter played an excellent knock for England, scoring 196 of full sweeps, and reverse dill scoops. Unfortunately, he missed out on his well-deserved double century, but he did manage very comfortably, messing up with the lengths of the Indian spinners if they were match predictions after 2 days of cricket. And of course, deservedly, he was proclaimed the player of the match because his innings is what turned the match completely towards England's favour. Now, to all the Indian cricket fans, everything wasn't bad completely. Yes, the defeat might just be too hard to swallow, but if the defeat was quite disappointing, there were some positives to take away from India's performance as well in this course of 4 days. First one being the 80s trio of Jaiswal, KL and Jadeja. As already stated, that though they missed out on their well-deserved centuries, yet this trio shined in India's first innings when they came out to bat to help the hosts post a handsome total of 436, allowing them a lead of 190. And of course, it was the bowlers' day as well. Spin twins Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, and of course, pacer, our very own Boom Boom Jasprit Bumrah, were the pick of the bowlers for India to choke the visitors. So this was all about the review of the first test, how things panned out between India and England. And with this, we come to the end of this video. Uh, I would say personally that it wouldn't be wrong to say that India might just have misjudged the Bazball approach of England, but it's just the beginning. And there's a long series waiting, so all is not lost for India. Congratulations to England for providing themselves such a positive start. As for India, well, definitely they might have lost the first test, but all is not lost for them. And we all know so much of potential, and there is so much of talent which India possesses, and what a talented, mighty, giant side Team India is. And India will definitely want to bounce back as fast as possible to grab some very crucial points in the WTC cycle. And with this, I will conclude this video here. Thank you so much to all our viewers out there for watching and staying till the very end of this video. And as a true ecstatic cricket fan, do not forget to subscribe to our channel CricXtasy if you wish to stay updated regarding any sort of news, be it Indian cricket or world cricket. We promise to bring you the latest and recent updates. I was your host Damini Basu, and I will be back again with another videos in some time. Until then, like and share this video as much as possible, and also do let us know in the comment section. Use the comment section as much as possible to share with us your thoughts on if there are any other reasons you find were the striking points where India just managed to lose this test match against England. What were the other star performances you liked, and were there any other factors, and whether or not do you agree with the cricket experts in their analysis of this first test match? Thank you for joining. It's goodbye.